Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share my Guerlain, all of the perfumes from Guerlain that I have in my collection. I have quite a few, which I knew I like Guerlain. It's my favorite house. And I knew I had a lot, but I didn't know I had this many. Let me count. I have 5, 9, 10. I have 11, which maybe that's not a lot to you. It's a lot to me to have from one house. So I guess I'll start with my newest acquisition, which is actually a fairly new perfume, Mon Guerlain. Mon Guerlain is a lavender praline perfume. It's very gourmand, very edible, and very sweet. I think my favorite part of this perfume is that praline note. It's so well done. There are a lot of perfumes that have a praline note that I don't think smell very good. This, on the other hand, I think it's done very well. And the lavender is interesting. A lot of times lavender smells very masculine. In this, I don't think it does. It also doesn't smell like an air freshener, which I appreciate. It smells very like dried herbal, which I like. It doesn't last very long, which I also like. To me, this smells very ladylike and feminine and very nurturing. I'm sure it's that lavender that's giving me that feeling, but it just smells like something that a mom, like a young mom, would wear. I know when I say mom, a lot of people get really offended, but I don't mean that it smells like an old lady perfume. I just mean that when I smell this, I feel very nurtured. So this is sort of a lead into my next perfume. My next perfume is very similar in composition and smell. It is Mon Exclusif. This is also a new acquisition for me. It's discontinued, so you can't find it easily in stores. You can find it online, eBay and places like that. I love the bottle. The bottle is probably my favorite part. It is so cute. Let's see if I can get it to focus on the bottle and not on me. The bottle is so cute. It is so polished and just really cute. It smells very similar to Mon Guerlain. To me, the biggest difference is this Mon Exclusive smells a little bit less sweet and a little bit cleaner. But they are so close, you truly do not need both, unless you have a preference for one bottle. I would say if it comes to expense and ease of acquisition, Mon Guerlain is definitely your best bet since it's a new release. This, on the other hand, I think is worth finding, if not just for the bottle. And it comes in the most amazing box. The Mon Guerlain just does not come like this. Oh God, what if I'm saying that and it does? I actually don't know. I can't remember what my box looked like. It didn't look like this though. Anyway, Mon Exclusive is very close to Mon Guerlain. So you don't really need both, but I have both because now I don't need a backup of either of them, right? So two perfumes that I wore through this winter are Insolence. I almost keep saying from Guerlain, like you don't know why you're watching this video. Insolence is like sweet, chalky violet candies. This bottle I had earlier in the year than this one, so more of this bottle is gone. This is an incredibly strong fragrance. You do not need very much of this. So the biggest difference to me between these two, this is the Eau de Toilette, which I believe was the original release, and this is the Eau de Parfum. The difference between these to me is this works spectacularly in freezing cold weather. It is warm and delicious and sweet. In any heat, it's way too much, and it gets like chalky in a bad way. The chalkiness is tolerable or even preferable in the winter time versus spring. I can't, like, even smelling it right now, I'm just so not interested. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I wore it all winter. This, on the other hand, it's kind of, I don't want to say moistened. It's just like a little bit juicier. There's like red berries in it versus like a powderiness to it. It's just a little bit juicier. So I think in cool spring, this would be okay, and maybe even cool fall days. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. I can't speak to that. But the Eau de Toilette is probably better for a wider range of the year than the Eau de Parfum is, but still really delicious. Two I have for spring and summer are my Aqua Allegorias. I have Neroli Bianca and Teazzura. So these are wildly different from each other, but the bottles are so beautiful. Really, just really classy looking, and the labels are so cute. So Neroli Bianca is like this citrusy white floral. Neroli is orange blossom, so the citrus on top, like, I've never been around an orange tree, but I can imagine orange blossoms and orange juice. That's what it smells like to me. It's what it is. It's so delicious. And what I like about this is on cooler days, the white florals come out a lot more, and on warmer days it's a lot juicier. So I feel like this is a perfume that sort of transforms based on the temperature in the air, which I don't think a lot of perfumes do. I think most perfumes smell the same, or there's just different levels of, it's like dialing up the volume on it, but this I think really turns, it has like two sides to it. So that's really good. And Teazzura is tea and citrus, lemon or lime. I can't remember which one. I want to say lemon, because to me, this is like somebody made white tea and lemonade and mixed them together. That's what it smells like to me, and I really want to have that drink now that I've said that. It's so refreshing in the summer. I haven't tried this in the spring because I really think this is best in heat. It is so refreshing. There's no other word for it. I typically don't prefer citrus perfumes. They don't really do much for me, but the moment I smelled this, I had a sample of it, I knew I needed to have it, and I immediately bought a bottle because I needed to have it. It was so great for summer. And I have a hard time with summer perfumes because I like big perfumes. I like perfumes that take up a lot of room and that announce themselves. And citrus, summer, I mean, neither of those things are typically about like announcing a perfume, but I find that those two perfumes are noticeable without being overwhelming, which is great for summer. I'm going to end with my 5 Shalimars. Shalimar is very well known. Everybody knows about it in the fragrance community, and for good reason. It is a total masterpiece. I started collecting perfumes years ago, and when I finally got a bottle of Shalimar, I didn't really know what to expect because this perfume was made in the 20s, and it's almost 100 years later, so who knows what they liked back then. What's really crazy to me is how modern this can be, how I don't feel dated wearing it. And I can't say that for perfumes that are even 30 years old. Not all of them, just some of them. Or sometimes even 20 years old. I feel like they just smell very dated, like very stuck in their era. Shalimar, on the other hand, is incredible. There is citrus, bergamot, vanilla, creme brulee, smoke, and leather. And it all just comes together so nicely. When I first smelled it, it was not love at first sniff. I was not into powdery perfumes at that time, and Shalimar can be very powdery. But I found my love for it to the point where I now own 4 flankers, and I can't wait for more to get into my collection. I think everybody should at least smell Shalimar, even if you don't own a bottle. It's just nice to have. You will probably find an occasion to wear it. So flanker number 2, since we're talking about summer perfumes, I feel like I should share all of my summer perfume finds, because there are probably a ton of people out there who wear perfume all throughout the year except in summer, because like me, they really want something that announces itself and is noticeable. This Shalimar flanker doesn't quite hit the mark, but I also really haven't tried it out. We haven't had a lot of hot days since I've gotten this, so I still have some experimenting to do. This is called Eau de Shalimar. This is like Shalimar, lost the smoke and leather and dialed up the citrus. It is really fresh. Still a tiny little bit powdery, but so good. This is way more edible in my opinion. This is like lemonade, like really sparkly lemonade. Like if you made lemonade with seltzer water, for instance. It's really crisp lemon right when you spray it, and then it kind of fades into that faint vanilla. I wish it had better staying power. I think this is probably one of my worst performing perfumes out of all of my collection. And considering it's a Shalimar, that's so disappointing. Like I said, I have a lot of experimenting to do, so maybe I'll be surprised in the heat, but as for right now, I'm gonna have to keep this in my bag to reapply. This next flanker is discontinued, so I'm sorry I'm showing it. It's Shalimar Parfum Initial. It's an eau de parfum, and this to me smells like a librarian, but not like a grandma librarian, like a sexy librarian who's very aloof. She's sweet and powdery and a little dusty, which is that aloofness. And the citrus is there. So if you can imagine like a really good looking librarian, but like, you know, high collared shirt buttoned all the way to the top, and like sleeves and like tights under her skirt and some really smart Mary Jane heels, drinking some lemon ginger tea, dusting off books in the library. That's what this smells like. It's really sexy. I think this would be a really great date night perfume. And I think this is another all year round fragrance. I think this fragrance could work really well all year round. And I think if you can find this and you like Shalimar, you should definitely get this as quickly as possible, because they aren't making this anymore and it's really nice. 2 more flankers, and they kind of go hand in hand. The first is Shalimar Souffle Parfum. This was released in 2012, I think, and it is supposed to be, well, souffle, it's supposed to be a more edible version, like an airier, fluffier, heavy vanilla, creme brulee souffle. and it is. It's delicious. I think this is another one that works spring, fall, and winter. Summer, well, summer it might be a little too much. Ooh, maybe I should layer this under my Eau de Shalimar now that I say that. Every year they come out with limited edition bottles. There's a peacock, there's a Taj Mahal. I just have the normal bottle. I can't find any of the limited edition ones at the moment. And I also don't need them because I have too many. But this is really, really nice. It's, like I said, very edible, sweet, creamy, vanilla, and creme brulee. It's just really like caramelized custard. Really delicious. There's not much more I can say about it. It's really good. And then that leads me to my last Shalimar, which is Shalimar Souffle Intense. This was actually my first souffle. I got Intense before I got the original. Souffle is incredible. This is in my top 10 fragrances of all time. Absolute love at first sniff. I was blown away by it. It is so good. It is definitely a more intense Shalimar Souffle de Parfum. It's got a little bit of smokiness. I don't know if there's any leather. It's just incredible, in my opinion. If you like gourmand perfumes, you really need to try this. This was the perfume that I wore all throughout the holidays. To me, it is so warm. It's like a perfect sweater perfume, and it's really sexy. I've gotten some compliments while wearing this, some of which were very inappropriate, but that just sort of cemented the fact that this is sexy in my mind. And I think it is. It's like a darker vanilla, where Souffle de Parfum is very approachable and appropriate. This, I think, much better at night, much better in cold weather, and perfect for a date night in the winter. Like, if you were going to go on a sleigh ride, you should definitely wear this. Although I don't want to think about snow and sleigh rides right now. And this was also a limited release, I believe. It came out last year, and I don't think it was available in the US. I think it came out in Canada. I don't know for sure. I was able to find this online, and depending on where you live in the US, well, actually, I think if you just call Guerlains in Toronto, if they have this, I think you can buy it over the phone and they ship to the US for free. I probably shouldn't be saying this because I don't really know if that's true. It's just what I've heard. It can't hurt to call if you're interested, but so delicious. And the bottle is amazing. This like dark blue bottle. It just looks like a more intense version, and it is. So often intense versions are not intense at all, or they're not really more intense than the pillar fragrance, which really bugs me because I like intense perfumes. So it was nice to get an intense perfume version of that. Although I hadn't smelled souffle yet, so I didn't know if I would like it or not. All right, so that was my Guerlain collection. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you thought and which Guerlains you've got and which you think I should try. Thanks for watching. Bye.